I know it's early, but if I call any later than 8, no one answers the phone. I'm sure she's busy. We're all busy. But if she can't get back to me by the end of the day, I'll be happy to talk to her supervisor. Alrighty then. Thank you.
Here you go.
I'd rather have root canal than have to deal with one of these motivationally deficient piss ants at SSI. Eliza, I was just going to return your call.
Well, what an amazing coincidence. I just saved your quarter.
Good morning, Seth.
Good morning, Maxine.
What can I do for you?
You can get off your butt on the Dexter case.
The Dexter case?
Kevin Dexter, 8 years old, deaf. Father died 5 years ago. 6 months ago, mother died in a car accident. Teenage brother is his guardian. Ring a bell?
I'd like to say it rings a bell, but I've been inundated with cases since I got back.
There's a problem. The situation with the older brother is falling apart. As his guardian ad litem, I think you should pull the kid.
Oh, Dexter, here we are. What is the problem? Custody's not up for review for another 2 months.
The kid stopped signing. His teachers are saying he's refusing to communicate in American Sign Language.
Is that an emergency?
Yes, it's an emergency. He's profoundly deaf, Maxine. Without sign language, he'll be cut off from the world.
While I take your point, I'm not sure a judge will feel that this little boy is in imminent danger.
Fine. You don't have to take my word for it. He's not even going to school anymore. Come see for yourself.
I can't just pick up and leave first thing in the morning. I've got a huge caseload.
What are you waiting for?
Hang on.
A writing job?
A job teaching writing.
Vincent, that's great.
I don't know.
What?
Probably gonna be teaching a bunch of arrogant, overeducated graduate students.
So what? It wasn't so long ago you were an arrogant, overeducated student yourself.
Yeah, that's a problem. I remember what they're like.
Vincent, I give you permission to be happy about this.
Oh, yeah? Okay. No, you're right. It is kind of cool. I do have some definite ideas about writing, and now I'll have an audience that actually has to listen to me.
Maybe I love you. Have you told Mom yet?
I can't bring myself to. She'll be too happy. A real job. Oh, you look at all of this old stuff.
Oh, it's my trumpet from 6th grade band. I always had such a great embouchure.
I heard that about you. Oh, Dad. Classic insurance salesman. Saves every receipt and scrap of paper he ever got. Letter from Aunt Rose. Thank you for the fruit basket. Well, I'll miss Uncle Buddy so much, but he's in a better place now. 1967. April 16th, 1962.
What is it?
It's a letter of acceptance to Yale Medical School. For Dad. Doctor. Why didn't I know that about him?
I don't know. You were a kid when he died. How much could you have known?
So you knew?
Mommy, I don't want peanut butter and jelly.
What do you want? Turkey? Well, I'm not surprised. He was a smart guy. I mean, I didn't know he applied to medical school, but...
No, I want to buy lunch. It's taco day.
Applied. He was accepted.
Please.
Why would anybody choose insurance over medicine?
Give a quarter. Now put this in your pocket and don't lose it.
Thanks, Mom.
Can you even imagine Dad being a doctor?
Yeah, he was a math science whiz. He used to help me with my chemistry homework. Vincent, you didn't know Dad the way the rest of us did. He wasn't always that tired, withdrawn guy. He was a lot of fun.
Somehow I miss that.
I know. It wasn't fair. Good luck tonight, Professor Gray.
Bye, Uncle Vincent.
Bye.
Look, I absolutely cannot get here before 8:45.
All I'm saying is it would help you out in the long run. Judge Melbourne gets in before 8.
Judge Melbourne is 100 years old. I doubt he's making lunch and doing carpool and looking for lost shoes every
He
morning.
might be looking for lost shoes.
It's not easy, Bruce. You wait until you have kids. You'll see. You become very intimate with your shortcomings.
Shortcomings? I thought you were perfect.
Almost.
Hello? Anybody home? Hello? The housekeeping leaves a little bit to be desired.
Charming.
Maxine!
Hey, Kevin. How are you? Where's Pa?
Kevin, I'm Maxine Gray. I'm your new social worker. We're just here to see how you're doing. Why aren't you at school?
See? 3 months ago, I had a whole conversation with him in sign language. And a month ago, I got this. He refuses to sign.
Why?
He told me he doesn't want to look different.
What about his brother?
His brother never learned to sign. I got a call from Kevin's teacher. He rarely attends school, and when he does, he refuses to participate. I called your predecessor numerous times, and nothing was done about it.
What are you doing here?
I'm Maxine Gray, DCF. Miss Spears was concerned about Kevin and asked me to visit.
We're fine, okay? Fine. We don't need you.
Paul, why isn't Kevin going to school?
If I miss the alarm, he does too, that's all.
How often is he here alone when he doesn't go to school?
Landlady checks on him. Anyway, my shifts change all the time. Sometimes I'm here, sometimes I'm not. Can't afford a babysitter. He's a good kid. He doesn't get in any trouble. Go put some clothes on, okay, buddy?
Paul, why are you encouraging him not to sign?
I'm so sick of this deaf chick hassling me, you know? And who appointed her guy?
The court appointed her guardian ad litem for your brother. It's her job to look out for his best interest. She's concerned, so am I.
It's not against the law not to use sign language. If Kevin doesn't want to sign, why should he? You know how many times he's had the crap beaten out of him at school because the kids think he's a freak? And you people keep coming back here. Just leave us alone, okay?
There are only two pieces of fiction that matter. Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald and The Essential Roomie. You don't have to listen to anything I say, but if you want to be writers, you got to go out and buy those books. Okay. All right. So let's talk about what writing is. For how many of you has writing been a lifelong dream, or a need, an urge, or something that you'd indulge in only if you could find the time? You all signed up for the Art of Fiction class, right?
Yeah. He didn't say anything about having to buy extra books in the catalog.
Are we gonna go late tonight? My husband's taking care of the kids. I told him I'd be home by 9.
The evidence indicates that baby Eric is 23 months old now. He was abandoned by his mom. Dad's deceased. The baby's grandmother had custody until she suffered a severe heart attack. Lynette and Joe Chase have been Eric's foster parents for the past 17 months. They adopted Eric's older sibling, Aliyah, 4 years ago. Our plan is for the Chases to adopt Eric as well.
Well, from your report, Eric is obviously thriving, bonded, and developmentally on schedule. Sounds like DCF has done its job. I see no reason not to endorse this placement position and to schedule the final hearing on the termination of parental rights.
Excuse me. My apologies, Your Honor, but this case came up faster than expected.
This is the custody hearing for baby Eric.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm Thomas Horn. I'm representing the grandmother in this case, Mrs. Beverly Raymond.
Did you file a motion, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. I filed a motion to intervene. which wasn't docketed.
Intervene, why?
Mrs. Raymond would like to regain custody of her grandson.
What? This is the grandmother who had the heart attack.
Yes, Your Honor. My client was Eric's caretaker for 6 months. She's now both physically and financially able to provide for him again.
When did you file this motion, counsel?
2 weeks ago. I had a hearing this morning, and I just happened to look at your docket. I phoned Mrs. Raymond immediately.
Clerk's office made a mistake.
Judge, we need to provide a permanent home for Eric as soon as possible, given Mrs. Raymond's failing health.
My client's health is fine, as you can clearly see. And due to a generous life insurance payment after her husband's death, she's of substantial means.
I'm going to continue this matter until evidence can be heard. In the meantime, I'm ordering parental assessments on both the Chases and Mrs. Raymond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Maybe it's just that they're beginners. They haven't learned to think like writers yet. However, that is...
It's an incredibly generous assessment. These people couldn't care less about writing. And I'm exactly the wrong guy to teach them. They're gonna have to find somebody else.
Oh, come on. It'll get better.
Yeah, this is the problem with having a real job, okay? You have absolutely no control over your life. Already I'm miserable, just like Dad was.
He wasn't miserable.
He was an insurance salesman. How could he not have been miserable? He left early every morning and came home mad every night. What do you call that?
Working. Being a grown-up. He had a family to support. I happen to have a regular job, too. It hasn't ruined my life yet.
I am not afraid of working. What I'm afraid of is settling.
You're teaching writing. You're a writer. How is that settling?
Those who can, do. Those who
Oh,
can't.
Vincent, don't be stupid. This is an opportunity for you to talk about the thing that you love most in the world and get paid doing it. I think you're overthinking the whole thing.
Dad could have been a doctor. He could have healed people. He could have saved lives, made a difference. Instead, he was this pathetic Willy Loman type who worked his ass off and died too young.
Okay, I don't know what drama you're living in, but it's not the one that I remember. I mean, come on, look at Peter. He loves doing what Dad did, carrying on the family business. Nobody forced him.
This is precisely what scares me. Maybe it's a family trait.
In the past 17 months, Eric has become a real member of the Chase family. He's established a close relationship with his big sister, Alaya. He calls his foster parents Mommy and Daddy. He's seen very little of Mrs. Raymond since her heart attack when he was 6 months old.
What is your assessment of his relationship with his grandmother now?
He was agitated being separated from his foster parents and appeared stressed during the interaction with her. My sense is that he doesn't have a relationship with her.
That's because they won't let me.
Mrs. Raymond, there'll be a time for you to speak later on.
Dr. Singer, isn't Eric's discomfort with Mrs. Raymond normal for any 2-year-old who hasn't spent much time with his grandmother?
Yes, it is.
But with more time spent together, wouldn't it be fair to expect that Eric could establish a lasting bond with his biological grandmother?
Possibly.
And what about the importance of the shared cultural experience between Mrs. Raymond and Eric? I mean, shouldn't that be a consideration?
You mean the fact that they're both African American?
Yes. And all that would go with that.
I believe that what is important for a child is security, consistency, and love. And whoever can best provide that makes the best parent for a child.
Shared cultural experience. Here we go. Somebody's always trying to make race an issue.
Isn't it?
It's not supposed to be. Not in adoption cases, not since 1995.
It can't be the determining factor, but you can't ignore it.
Right? What?
Nothing.
As in any other custody case, the decision I make will be based in the best interest of the child.
You're the judge.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means it's none of my business.
This experiment in sibling guardianship has been an abysmal failure. It's my recommendation that Kevin Dexter be removed from his brother and placed into a home where he'll be encouraged to sign. To not do so would be to blatantly disregard the best interests of this child.
I'm sorry, Judge. Miss Spears and I seem to have a bit of a disagreement on this issue.
Really?
I feel we may be precipitous in changing custody at this point.
Precipitous my ass. Excuse me, Your Honor. But I've been on this case since you appointed me 6 months ago. Miss Gray, however, didn't meet Kevin until yesterday.
Maxine, I'm disappointed in DCF. I see numerous phone calls here from Kevin's teachers, counselor, doctor, regarding his care. No one appears to have followed up.
I'd like to follow up now, Your Honor. I need more time.
No more time.
I'm sure I seem like some kind of rabid deaf activist, but I'm not. I just know what it is to be isolated.
These boys lost both their parents. What additional kind of trauma do we create by separating them?
What kind of trauma are we creating by keeping them together? Who does he talk to when he's sad or afraid? His own brother won't even bother to learn his language.
I agree that's a problem, but does it constitute an emergency?
Okay, that's
Yes.
enough. Looking at Kevin's file cumulatively, there's a disturbing pattern here. Missing school, doctor's appointments, a filthy living environment, lack of proper supervision. It all adds up to failure to protect. Let's get the child into a safe home for the time being. I'll schedule another hearing on it tomorrow.
Thank you. Maxie! I'm sorry. I have to do what I think is right.
I know, and I don't agree with you. These boys love each other, and this is wrong.
An elderly woman, 64 years old, hypertensive, diabetic, had a major heart attack. Given these facts, would you say that a recurrence is likely?
If Beverly continues to reverse her risk factors, I would hesitate to put her in a high-risk category.
Even so, best case scenario. What's Mrs. Raymond's projected life expectancy? Is less than 10 years, correct?
Just start digging the hole right now, why don't you? Your Honor, may I say something? I may not be any spring chicken, but not one of us knows how long we have to be on this earth. Mr. Newman there might step off the curb tomorrow and get hit by a bus.
I get your drift, Mrs. Raymond. Dr. Bittman, anything else?
Only that I see no reason why Beverly Raymond couldn't see 75, 80, or beyond. She's a tenacious woman with a lot of grit and a good sense of humor.
Well, that's self-evident. Thank you. Come in.
Sign these, please. You need me for anything else?
No. Thank you. Bruce, is everything okay?
I just want to say that
Judge Gray, you're still here.
I'm fine. See you tomorrow.
Yep. Yep, I'm still here.
Great.
Is there something you wanted?
I wanted to thank you again for marrying me and Oscar.
Well, you're welcome, Donna. But you've already thanked me numerous times, and we're still eating that cheese ball at my house.
Oh, good. I have the recipe if you want it. It makes a wonderful Christmas gift.
I bet. Well, I'm gonna head out.
Judge Gray, Oscar's request for a conjugal visit has been denied by the warden.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oscar's so depressed. He doesn't even want me to come visit anymore. It's just too hard for him. Can you help us?
I wish I could, Donna, but I think it'd be inappropriate for me to get involved.
We're allowed one appeal, and someone of your stature calling might really make a big difference.
I really feel uncomfortable.
You're right. You're right. I'm so sorry. I crossed the line here, didn't I? I'll go now.
Just tell me who to call. See what I can do.
Oh, thank you.
I thought you left.
My battery died. I'm waiting for a cab.
You need to jump?
No, it happened this morning. My car's in the shop.
You want to live someplace?
No, thank you. I'll be all right.
Bruce, it's freezing out there. Let's get in the car. But tell me when to turn.
Up the road, another mile.
Oh, you're close. Into the court, I mean. I'm just trying to make casual conversation.
Don't do it for my sake.
You're a barrel of laughs, honey. It's my experience that when certain things go unspoken, they fester, create misunderstanding, resentment.
What are you talking about?
You, this, Silent treatment.
Turn right up here.
Bruce, if this is about the adoption case...
Judge Gray, you're my boss. That's our relationship. Thanks for the ride. Hey, how was your day, huh? It was good? You cooking? You got something to eat? I tried to get the Wexlers to mediate that divorce settlement. No go, they want you to rule.
Why didn't you tell me you had a daughter?
Wasn't pertinent.
I talk about my daughter all the time. You know everything about me down to my shoe size, and you don't bother to tell me you're married and you have a kid?
I'm not married.
Oh.
He's not here. And I already came and got him.
You gonna give up?
You guys have been trying to get Kevin since my mom died. You've won.
That's right, we did. Because you didn't even put up a fight. Eliza Spears and DCF have been after you to clean this place up and get your act together for 6 months. Must not have mattered very much to you.
What do you know?
I know that when your mother and Kevin were in the automobile accident, and only he survived, you never left his hospital room. You slept in a chair next to his bed for 2 weeks.
He's afraid of the dark.
Doesn't sound to me like someone who doesn't care. Your teacher told me that you dropped out of high school to get a full-time job to support your brother.
I had it all figured out. Everything was going to be just the same as it was before my mom died. Some kind of hero then.
What happened?
I don't know. It's too much.
A big part of DCF's job, believe it or not, is to try to help to keep families together. You were 16 years old, and your mother died. And all anybody worried about, including you, was Kevin. But you were hurting too. There just wasn't time to feel it. We let you down, Paul. All of us. You were acting so grown up. We forgot you were just a kid, too.
Eric was my baby for 6 months. When he was hungry, I fed him. When he was tired, I rocked him to sleep. He was my little boy. My blood. He should be with me. That's his first Easter.
Clearly, you're still very attached to your grandson, Mrs. Raymond.
Yes, I am. He's never been out of my mind, not for one moment.
Mrs. Raymond, you also have a granddaughter, don't you? Elia, the little girl that Chase has adopted?
Yes.
Why did you surrender custody of her?
That was 4 years ago. My husband was ailing. I couldn't care for both of them. It still breaks my heart. I lost her.
There was no other family member who could take her in?
Not at the time.
Can you say that the situation has changed? What if you had custody of Eric and you were to have another health crisis? What's to prevent him from ending up back in the system?
Eric would be raised in a community of people that love and understand him. And if I got sick, that community and the insurance money from the death of my husband would make sure he was well taken care of.
But none of these members of the community are relatives?
No. Not exactly. But they would be tied to him in a way no white foster family could ever be.
You ever wonder if Dad would have been happier doing something else?
Nope. I don't think his generation thought that way. He started doing it, he was good at it, stuck with it. Norma!
I remember coming here sometimes with him at night when he had extra work to do. He let me sit at his secretary's desk playing with a typewriter. And everything seemed so big and impressive.
It is impressive. Built his own company. That's not easy.
I just never understood what he was doing. I still don't.
He was selling insurance.
Yeah, Peter, I get that. I just didn't understand why. He never seemed to like it very much.
People's houses burned down, Dad'd be there with a big check in his hand the next day. He got to be the hero. Sure, he liked it. That's what convinced me to sign up. See, Vincent, people think of insurance as this dry, boring thing, but they're wrong. They don't realize what a people industry it is. I solve people's problems every day. Give them hope where yesterday there was none. I go home every night and feel good about what I do. And I'm sure Dad felt the same way.
You know, Dad was accepted at Yale Medical School.
What?
I found this letter the other day.
Well, thank God he resisted that impulse.
What does that mean?
He would have hated that. 8 years of grunt work in medical school, and unless you're a specialist, you always end up working for other people. He built this place. This was his baby. He answered to no one.
You really do like this job, don't you?
Yes, I do.
I fell in love with Eric the moment I saw him. He looked so much like my Elia, same big brown eyes and same fat little toes.
And the two of them, brother and sister, are crazy about each other. Joey and I feel like we have our dream now. You know, a family. And the thought of losing it. You know, Eric calls me Mommy. And he doesn't care what color my skin is. He just knows that I'm the one there in the middle of the night when he wakes up crying. Or picks him up when he falls down. Or puts a Band-Aid on his skinned knee. He's been my baby for 17 months. And to take him away from us and his sister is beyond cruel.
But there are significant cultural differences.
And I am aware of them. Which is why we bring our kids to a black church and why Elia goes to an ethnically diverse school and have many people of color in her life. I am aware of my limitations as a white mother, Mr. Horn. But they should have no bearing on my ability to give my children unconditional love, a stable home, a father, and a future.
Warden Maloney, thanks for taking my call. Yes, I'm calling regarding one of your prisoners, Oscar Ray Pant Jr. Yes, that's right. That's right, we met at the wedding. Right. Well, I'm calling because Oscar's wife has informed me that his petition for a conjugal visit...
An extended family visit.
Excuse me, an extended family visit has been denied. I'm wondering if there's anything I can do to help their case. Yes, I'm aware of his background. Hacking one's mother to death is a very serious offense.
No, he didn't do it. He loved his mother very much.
But from what I understand, Mr. Pant has made a serious effort to turn his life around. He has his GED, he sings with the prison gospel choir.
He writes beautiful poetry.
He writes poetry. He married a wonderful woman. Shouldn't that kind of effort be rewarded? Council present. Mrs. Raymond, Mr. and Mrs. Chase. Thank you. Well, most children who come into my courtroom have no one to care about them. But this case gives us the opportunity to do something special, to allow Eric the best of two worlds. And if you all are as determined as you are sincere to do what's best for him, I see no reason not to take advantage of that. So I'm proposing a compromise. I'm granting custody to the Chase family with regular post-adoption visits for Mrs. Raymond. Now, I'm not stipulating the specific parameters of this agreement. I leave that to both parties. But I won't sign the decree until a proposal is submitted.
Your Honor, my client is this child's grandmother. This state provides special consideration for grandparents. My client's rights are being violated here.
Mr. Horn, decisions that protect the interests of the child always trump someone's right.
This so-called compromise will create an incredible amount of confusion. Who's got final say, the Chases or Mrs. Raymond?
Mr. and Mrs. Chase would remain the prime authority.
And how does that allow Mrs. Raymond any kind of influence?
Children need one clear set of directives, Mr. Horn. We are not splitting this child in two. I think this could be a win-win solution.
Does that mean I get to see my granddaughter as well?
It would seem patently unfair for one child to develop a relationship where the other one has nothing. However...
Alaya's already adopted. She's outside the jurisdiction of this case.
Well, that may be. But given the realities of the relationship, let's hope common sense prevails. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I think Eric's going to be a lucky little boy to have so many people who love him and want to be in his life. So discuss a schedule and report back to me. You can make this work. I'll schedule the case for review in 3 weeks. Let's take a 10-minute recess.
Court recess, 10 minutes.
Okay, so now you want to tell me what your problem is?
I don't have a problem.
Bull. You've been pulling that passive-aggressive stuff on me for the last 2 days, and I am sick of it.
I can't help it if you have some unreasonable need for my approval.
Approval? I don't have a need for your approval, Mr. Frosty, but I do need to work closely with you every day. And if you can't be honest with me, I don't know how this is going to continue.
Well, maybe it's not going to.
Maybe it's not. Oh, I get your MO, Bruce, right? You disengage because it's easier that way. You don't actually have to struggle with the hard questions.
I don't have to struggle with the hard questions. I disengage because if I allow myself to get emotionally involved with each case, I can't be professional. Do my job.
That's a total cop-out.
Okay, you want me to engage? Fine. You made the wrong decision in there, Judge Gray. You doomed that kid to a lifetime of confusion.
I gave that child a loving, stable home.
With parents who can't possibly begin to understand what it means to have black skin in this country.
The law does not allow me to factor in racial politics into my decision, Bruce. I have to look at what's in the best interest of the child. Taking him away from his foster parents and sister would really hurt that kid. To say nothing of the grandmother who could die at any moment, leaving him with no one.
Identity isn't taught, it's lived. You learn how to cope with racism by living with people who learn how to endure in spite of it. You think that white couple has any idea where to begin? It's going to take more than attending a black church or an occasional visit from grandma.
Well, maybe I am idealistic enough to hope that maybe someday we can live in a society where race isn't always the bottom line.
Until you have a child come home and tell you she was called a nigger, you can't understand how impossible that is.
My little brother is all I have left in my family, Judge. I know I screwed up taking care of him, but I'm gonna do better now, I swear. Please don't take him away from me. Thanks.
Your Honor, may I speak?
Go ahead.
As an employee of DCF, I'm embarrassed to say the department could have done considerably more for these boys. There were services never provided to Paul, and he was overwhelmed. I don't think that he knew he could ask for help. He knows that now, and I believe that he can do it.
What about Kevin's ability to get along in this world? As a member of the deaf community, I have seen so many deaf people out there who have the intellectual capability to reach for the stars, but have been stunted because nobody feels that their education is important. Just like Paul feels that it's not important to learn sign language.
I'm gonna learn sign language.
For deaf children, the better the signing skills of the family, the better chance they have for achievement. There doesn't seem to be much hope for Kevin if he stays with his brother.
All right. The issue at hand is the failure to protect.
Excuse me, Your Honor. Kevin wants to say something. My brother is the best big brother in the world. He makes me hot chocolate every night. He taught me how to throw a curveball. He really takes good care of me, but he needs me too. I'm the one who reminds him to feed the fish, and now they're all gonna die. And at night, when he's really sad, who's gonna hold his hand? I'm sorry I stopped using sign language. I didn't want the other kids to think I was weird. I promise I'll use my sign if you let me go home to my big brother.
I'm in him.
Thank you, young man. Okay. I'm inclined to award temporary custody to Paul Dexter, provided that he remain vigilant in caring for his brother, and that all the services you promised, Miss Gray, are put into place by next month. Miss Spears, I would like you to remain as Kevin's guardian ad litem and keep this court informed as to his progress. I'll see you all on the 23rd.
Do you want to talk about it?
No.
Are you angry?
I'm doing my job, Maxine.
Eliza, you got what you wanted. Kevin's signing again, and Paul's agreed to learn.
That will be enough.
What are you talking about?
I know what it's like to be invisible. It was so hard. And I thought we could make sure that Kevin wouldn't have to go through that.
He'll be fine. He has his brother in his corner. Someone to love him, to keep him from being invisible. When I first met you, you were about his age. Skinny little girl. You were with that foster family out in Farmington.
I hated them.
I know. That's why I pulled you out of there.
Yes, you did.
You were a smartass, but I knew you'd be okay. You were tough. Funny and tough. I see in Kevin the same thing I saw in you.
A pain with the ass.
You did a good job.
You too.
Wow. Can't believe it's really going to happen. Thank you, Judge Gray.
Well, I'm glad to be of help. He didn't say when exactly, but I imagine...
I'll call the prison and find out.
All right. Okay, then.
Judge Gray? I was just wondering, is there a book you could possibly recommend?
A book on...
Sex.
Oh, Donna, is this your first... Oh, that's so special.
I've been saving myself for the right person. It's taken me some time. I'm just a little nervous. I want it to be... memorable.
Memorable. Huh? Yeah, memorable we can do.
Thank you, Vincent. This door's been driving me crazy. You're so good at this stuff, I don't know where you get it.
That's from Dad.
Your dad? Your dad was useless when it came to the house.
What was all that hammering down here?
Well, he always had his little crafty projects, but I could never get him to fix anything.
I have no idea who Dad was. Why did he settle for being an insurance salesman?
Your father never settled for anything. He did what he wanted.
What about medical school? He got into Yale.
How'd you know about that? There was a time when he thought that maybe medicine would be a good thing to do. The week he was accepted, we found out I was pregnant with Peter.
So he just gave it up. His dream.
No, he traded it for a different one. Your father was a pragmatist, Vincent. What he wanted more than anything in the world was a family. That was his real dream. What gave him joy. He couldn't see becoming a doctor and missing out on so much of all that. He loved his kids. When Amy was born, I thought, perfect, one boy, one girl. But your daddy wanted another one. So he finally talked me into it.
What are you saying? You didn't want me?
Just in the abstract. You grew on me after a while.
Hey, what did Dad want me to be?
Happy.
Here's the only question that matters. Does writing make you happy? Does it make you feel alive? Do you bound out of bed ready to discover something? Or do you approach your writing as if it were a heaping pile of spinach?
Well, my writing's a heaping pile of something. What if you hate everything you write?
Just put the words on the paper. Flannery O'Connor said that if you survive childhood, you got enough material to write about for the rest of your life. Everything is material, absolutely everything. From your mom, who thinks that she's fooling everybody by sneaking out to the shed to have a smoke, to your dad, who taught you that everything worth anything in life is a trade-off. It's details. You know, when you recognize yourself in the work, that's when a reader's inspired to say, yeah, that's how it is. And we realize that we're not so alone.
Okay, let's talk. I don't like this tension. I like to think that I can get along with anyone. But when race becomes an issue between us, I don't know how to respond.
It's not an issue. It's a fact.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You mean you want to be more comfortable? Well, there's a reason they call it racial tension. We're always going to have a different point of view.
I've worked in 2 male-dominated professions. You think I don't know what discrimination is?
Look, I don't want to get into a victim contest with you.
All I'm saying is that I don't think we're all that different. Would you have talked to a male judge the way you talked to me this afternoon?
Yes, I would. Maybe not.
Thank you.
But don't think that makes our experience the same. It doesn't.
Well, you say potato, I say potato.
You say what?
Never mind. You want to get out of here?
Yeah.
Waiting